All right, so the next one that we're going to look at says that good people should not let the bodies of their relatives be set on fire. All right, so this is a good one. And I must preface this by saying this is probably, well, it's probably one of the more grotesque arguments that the anti-cremation folks have. People, you know, if you've got a queasy stomach, right, you might want to skip this one. But the argument is that people should not let their relatives pass through the fire. Now, what does that mean? So what these anti-cremation people are going to say is that the pagan god Molech was a god of the Ammonites who would receive newborn babies that were burned alive. Let's look at this verse. This is from Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 31. It says, "Indeed, this city has been to me a provocation of my anger and my wrath from the day that they built it, even to this day, so that it should be removed from before my face." Verse 32, "Because of all the evil of the sons of Israel and the sons of Judah, which they have done to provoke me to anger, they, their kings, their leaders, their priests, their prophets, the men of Judah, the inhabitants of Jerusalem," verse 33, "they have turned their back to me and not their face, though I taught them, teaching again and again that they would not listen and receive instruction." Verse 34, "But they put their detestable things in the house which is called by my name to defile it." Verse 35, "They built the high places of Baal." And Baal is a false god, a demon god. "They built the high places of Baal that are in the valley of Ben Hinnom, to cause their sons and their daughters to," here it is, "pass through the fire to Molech, which I had not commanded them, nor had it entered my mind that they should do this abomination to cause Judah to sin." So what are they talking about? Well, God had previously warned Israel about this demon Molech. Basically, this false god Molech had this big altar that had a fire integrated into it. And the people that worship Molech actually offered human sacrifices, human beings, children, babies, to Molech. These children, these babies were burned alive as part of this offering to the demon god Molech. It talks about it even more in Leviticus. Let's go ahead and look there for just a second. It's going to be in Leviticus chapter 20, verses 1 through 5. "The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, You shall also say to the sons of Israel, any man from the sons of Israel or from the alien sojourning in Israel that give any of his offspring to Molech shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones." Verse 3, "I will also set my face against that man and will cut him off from among his people because he has given some of his offspring to Molech." That's what he's talking about. They're offering their babies to die as a sacrifice to this demon god. Let's continue. "So as to defile my sanctuary and to profane my holy name." Verse 4, "If the people of the land, however, should ever disregard that man when he gives any of his offspring to Molech, so as to not put him to death," this is what he's saying. If somebody did that and then y'all don't do something about it, verse 5, "then I myself will set my face against that man and against his family, and I will cut off from among their people both him and all those who play the harlot after him by playing the harlot after Molech." Obviously, God detests this false demon god Molech, and he does not like what the Israelites were doing. Not only were they enduring the practices of other nations who worshiped Molech, they themselves were engaging in those practices. They were offering their own children to be burned alive to Molech. God was very, very specific regarding that. He even said so in Leviticus chapter 18, verse 21, "You shall not give any of your offspring to offer them to Molech, nor shall you profane the name of your God. I'm the Lord." Now, what in the world does that have to do with cremation? Well, let's talk about it for a minute. Basically, you have a physical body that's going through a fire, and that is what the anti-cremation people will say. God doesn't like offerings to Molech, so when a dead body is cremated, it's the same thing. Well, the simplest response to that horrible argument is this: no, that's not the same thing. That is not what cremation looks like in any way, shape, or form. First, they're using human babies, human children who were alive. They felt every bit of those flames. Cremation is not like that. Second, this is the murder of an innocent child, the murder of an innocent baby. Cremation isn't murdering anyone. They're already dead. So it's not like that. And third, this is the worship of a false demon god. Cremation is not worshiping Molech or any other god. Cremation is simply getting rid of the remains of a human body in a very quick and efficient way. So again, this is simply an argument used by someone grabbing every text that they can to prove a point. The more saucy the text, the more gruesome the text, the better to prove their point. And just because people use a text that's awful doesn't mean that that text is applicable. So please remember that we've got to look for God's points on this. God's point was that you shouldn't be worshiping a false god. You shouldn't be offering your children to a false demon god. And certainly burning them to death is not what God wants either. Hey, don't skip to the next video. You've only watched video number 7 out of the 17 cremation videos in this series. Go on ahead, go to the end of this video. You'll see a link to the other 17 videos, other 16 videos, if you want to watch them one at a time. I've also got them grouped into about 3 or 4 videos if you want to watch them in groups. And I've also got one video that has the whole series in one sitting. It takes about an hour. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. My name's Bob Balch with the That's Jesus channel. I hope you have a great day and be blessed.